Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. This morning, we shine a spotlight on an actor who is definitely taking Trinidad and Tobago to the world. Let's see how as we get ready for this memorable edition of Spotlights.
I have something I want to tell you. I am running for president.
Of the United States? Holy.
I'm paving the road for a lot of other people looking like me to get elected.
Brooklyn's first black representative.
You're about to make history.
You want to be president? You ain't no man.
Maybe we should find your mother. All you got is your one vote.
You sound just like every other politician.
Do I look like every other politician?
Truly, you can't win.
And why can't I win? I have an opportunity to make a difference.
This isn't a campaign. It's a joke. The only thing anybody's gonna remember is that there were a bunch of black folks who made fools of themselves. I'll kill you!
See too much suffering. And I don't know how to not try.
We're living it proud.
I don't think I'm special. I just want to remind people what's possible.
We need something that's going to make some noise.
The Black Panthers and Shirley Chisholm. It's like thunder and lightning. I'm going to force all the politicians to be held accountable.
You're gonna do all that. School teacher from Brooklyn.
Harriet was just a slave. Rosa was just a domestic. What is it you do for a living again? The people of America are watching us.
No, you did not see wrong. Our very own Michael Cherrie starring alongside Regina King in Shirley. This International Women's Day is going to be incredible and tell the story of powerful women. But this morning we're talking to one of the gentlemen who stood alongside, at least the character. Good morning and welcome, sir. It is an honor and a pleasure.
Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. How you doing?
We are good because we see in ourselves, and at TTT, you know we love to do that. So that this is an incredible moment in time where we are seeing somebody we're used to seeing on our local television make it on the big screen. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
A long time coming, and Tash knows the backstory more than I do. But we should start there with the backstory.
Right.
Yeah.
How did this journey start? Was there a call? Was there a casting call? Was it destined to be? How did Michael Cherrie end up on the screen?
How did Michael Cherrie end up on the screen? Regina and I are good friends now. My manager, Simon Batiste, my managers, Simon Batiste and Carolyn Patchie-Pogson of Question Mark Entertainment, got in contact with me the day before my birthday when I had plans, done a cruising with a friend. You know, going cruising with a little friend. This is before my 50th, the day before my 50th birthday.
Ooh,
and he said, what are you doing? What you doing over the weekend? I was like, he said, any plans you have, just cancel them and just concentrate on this. It's like, Simon, I had plans for my birthday to really enjoy myself, you know, with some yachts and, you know, how I'd like to see myself in the future kind of thing. And he said, you know, he said, forget that, you'll have other birthdays, all right? Learn these lines. So he sent me these lines for to audition, to audition for the part of Conrad Chisholm, who was actual person, Shirley Chisholm's first husband, and yeah, I learned the lines. I submitted my self-tape to Kim Hardin, who is a friend of Simon, and got in contact with Simon and said, you know, we need I'm looking for a Caribbean actor to play this part. And Simon saw the picture and said, oh, that looks a lot like Michael Cherrie. But quite a few of us actually auditioned because we're part of a collective called ODOS, which stands for One Degree of Separation. And actually it was weird. Simon asked me to coach or help coach the other people who were auditioning with me. I was like, that's different, Simon. Helping my competition.
Strong indicator of where you stood amongst the rest. But is it that at the time that you were auditioning, you knew what you were auditioning for, or the call was learn these lines and you executed and then figured it out?
Well, he sent the sides, and he sent the synopsis and the breakdown, which is, how it usually happens with casting. You send a breakdown of the character, what the story is about, what the film is about, and so on. And yeah, I submitted, didn't think about it afterwards, because, you just kind of get used after, going auditions for, 3 auditions a day, kind of like, okay, cool, all right, whatever. I'll just do this as an acting exercise. And and I got a call back, and the call back was virtually via Zoom, because we were still in the pandemic, with Regina and the writer-director John Ridley and the casting director Kim Hardin, and did the call back, and next thing I got an offer.
It's like, that's just how it goes when you're coaching the other persons who are, vying for the same position.
Sorry, wait, just now. I got an offer!
That's what I want to see.
Michael, tell me something. Now, you are no stranger to the screen in any way whatsoever, right? You've been in many of our favorites actually, on stage, behind the camera, in front of the camera. Now, actually, you know what? No, there's something else I want to ask you first. When you opened Zoom and you saw Regina King,
what was the response?
What was your reaction?
Keep it together, keep it together, keep it together, keep it together.
All right, second part.
Sure.
Yes, you've worked on so many films, not just locally, but internationally as well. But what was the transformation like with this one? Was it a bit different, the process? I mean, you're adding Zoom on top of everything else. You're going to another country. What was that process like?
And you're in the pandemic. At the beginning
it was. I mean, filming during the pandemic is, on a Hollywood set, it's really, really strict. Between action and cut, it's the only time you're allowed to take your mask off, and that's just the actors. Everyone else has to, keep their mask on and so on, because if someone tests positive and stuff, that really could set the production back, and production has to shut down and all that kind of stuff. So, but I mean, Hollywood is a different kind of machine. It's a well-oiled machine. I mean, whereas here, say for example, it's all hands on deck. Everyone in the studio and in the film and television world knows this. In a unionized set in Hollywood, it's all hands on deck, but stay in your lane.
Yeah.
If you have nothing to do with the lights, don't go near the lights. If you have nothing to do with the camera, don't go near the camera. If you have nothing to do with wardrobe, don't touch any costumes.
And this is something, of course, here we see everybody, sort of throws their hands into the pot to assist as much as possible. So it must have been so different.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about how different you felt when you transformed from the Michael Cherrie we all know and love to Mr. Chisholm. What was that like?
Well, it required a lot of costume changes. I mean, I think I had about 25 costume changes. Regina probably had double that amount. And getting back to that time, and the close of that time. And Mr. Chisholm also has hair in his head.
When it gets
black hair in his head. Which
so let's talk about makeup time. How long was that?
Oh my God! Well, the process for putting on the hair every day was close to 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, those wig and hair artisans, they really got. I mean, that hairpiece was constructed strand by strand by the head of the hair department. She's amazing, a woman called Nakoya, and yeah, I mean, makeup for film is a lot different than stage, and it was it was not just this internal transformation to this character,
right?
But
it's the
and external as well too, and that affects your character as well too. I mean, you're seeing yourself look a certain way, not just in terms of the analysis that you give to your character in terms of looking at the script and the research, the history and stuff like that, but the actual clothes that you're wearing, that affects the way you walk, the way you sit, the way you talk,
Other things that would affect your delivery would also be your interaction with the cast and crew, and this was a star-studded cast that we are much more familiar with on the big screen.
Yeah.
And so I imagine that influenced your delivery as well. How so?
Well, you just really kind of have to keep it professional.
Of course.
But I mean, they welcomed me. They welcomed me with open arms into their sandbox. They treated me like an equal, and
as
that
you are,
was
even in that spot. But were they trying to have you teach them our accent? That's a good question.
Yeah.
Because Mr. Chisholm was from a Caribbean man, right?
Yes. Conrad Chisholm was from Jamaica.
Right.
Shirley, actually, her parents were from her mother's from Barbados, her father's from Guyana, and she spent up to from age 5 to about age 9 or 10 in Barbados.
Right.
So she
the
spent a lot
was
of her
mixed up.
Yeah, so we actually had a dialect coach on set, Aaron Washington, really good.
So did you have to get a bit of a Jamaican accent, so that they do we have a generic Caribbean accent and we're working with it?
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't like, Yardie Jamaican kind of thing. I mean, Conrad migrated to Jamaica from the United States when he was about close to 30, I believe.
Okay.
And he spent, by the time the story of the film comes around, he's spent, I would say, about more than 20 years in the States. So he would have code shifted like a lot
everybody else in the
Caribbean.
Now, Michael, I want to ask, because we will see, of course, when the show premieres on Netflix on the 22nd of March, the full story of Conrad, how he performed, how he supported his wife towards her endeavors of running for Congress as the first black woman to do so. But that is a significant story in the history of the world, in the history of black Caribbean persons generally. It is a magnanimous, monumental story to tell. What is the impact that you hope your character made on the viewer?
The impact that Shirley Chisholm, she opened the door for a lot of people in politics. People from, women of color. There wouldn't be any Kamala Harris. There wouldn't be Hillary Rodham Clinton. There wouldn't be an OAC without Shirley Chisholm. And the fact that there's a husband supporting a woman's political career, which is, I mean, it's nothing new now, But at that time, late 60s, early 70s, she became a congresswoman in '68. She ran for the Democratic Party to run against Nixon in '72. This was possible. It was a time of women's lib as well. So seeing this man stand behind this woman, supporting her, through her political career, her political campaign, it's something that men can see in terms of supporting the power of a woman, and all her possibilities and potentialities.
Exactly. Now, before we wrap, just coming off of that conversation about support, How important was it when it came to you being there? Not just support on set, but support from back home. And did you receive that support to propel you to keep on going?
Yes, definitely. I mean, from my family, from my my colleagues that I've, whose relationships I've formed in the theater and film and television throughout the years. I really felt, everyone was rooting for me and supporting me and so happy for me. And and I hope I hope a lot more people from Trinidad and the Caribbean, people who've been working hard, get the opportunity to like this. I
mean, I couldn't agree with you more, and unfortunately we are out of time. But I'm sure we're going to have you back again soon when we see you on the screen.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here, Michael.
Thank
we
you for
appreciate
having me.
it. It's our pleasure. And looking forward to seeing you March 22nd. Make sure that you tune into Netflix because our very own Michael Cherrie is Conrad Chisholm in Shirley. We're going to be back in a few moments. Stay tuned.